Hello and welcome to Psychology 101. My name is Chris Boydus and I will be your instructor. You can feel free to call me by my first name, Chris. I want to go over our syllabus and cover a few things. Please be sure to read the entire document. I'm just going to highlight some things that you might be interested in. The first is, here is my cell number. You can feel free to call me, to text me. I try to get back to students right away, so do not hesitate to use that number. I have two email addresses. The first is my official HACC email address, and you can certainly reach me there. But if you use my Gmail account, I will get back to you faster because that is linked to my smartphone. So the preferred, if you want a quick response, would be the Gmail account. Continuing to go through the syllabus, we will be using Understanding Psychology. It is the 11th edition. This book has been out for a couple years, so you should be able to find a book like this very cheaply. I suggest using a used book or secondhand book. You can also rent textbooks. You certainly can do that. However, I want to be clear that you do not need to, right here, let me highlight this for you. You do not need to purchase the online access code. So with some textbooks, they will sell an additional access code. You do not need that for this course. All you need is a copy of the textbook, and I do not care if that is an electronic copy or if that is the old-fashioned textbook. The other thing that you need, obviously, is reliable internet and some sort of device where you can answer quiz questions, type papers, and otherwise respond in this course. Due dates. Something is due every Sunday. I keep the due date the same, so Sunday by 11:59 p.m. there is always something due. The first week, we start out just 5 points, and the only thing that is due is the discussion. So you're going to get introduced to the course, you're going to get used to the class, you're going to get your textbook, you're going to get started, but this coming Sunday, all you need to do is the first discussion. The next week, we will have the video lecture quiz, and I'll explain what those are in just a moment, and your actual chapter quiz. So, and then I also have the total number of points that you can earn each week. So it's a real easy way to double check that you've done everything that you need to do. Okay, the difference between video lecture quizzes and the chapter quizzes. The video lecture quiz, I will post some sort of video, well, actually a video lecture, and you will answer questions for points. The video will be open and you will see the questions that you need to answer. You can review the video as many times as you want to get the correct answers, but you only get one attempt with the video lecture quiz. The chapter quizzes are worth more. They are 20 points, and you'll have a chapter quiz for each chapter that we cover. For the chapter quizzes, you get 2 attempts. I will use your highest point value. So if you do better on your first attempt, that's the score that I'll use. If you do better on your second attempt, that is the score I will use. Going on to the third week, you can see that we again have video lecture quizzes. There are 2 of them that week and the chapter 2 quiz. And it goes on like that. Wanted to point out that during Thanksgiving week, you do not have anything due. I gave you guys that week off. But please know that you can be working ahead, and you could go ahead and do your chapter 14 and make things a little bit easier for yourself, because we're going to be coming around to finals right after Thanksgiving, and I'm sure that you will have a lot of work due, in your other courses as well. For finals week, we do not have a cumulative final. What that means is we do not have a final that covers the entire textbook. Instead, you will just do the same as you've always been doing. You will do the chapter quiz, the video lecture quizzes, and the chapter quiz. And then that week we also have a social psychology project, which I think you'll enjoy doing. I do suggest that you do that earlier. You can work on that basically as soon as the course starts so that you're ready to submit that and you don't have as much work during your finals week. One thing I want to point out, during finals, your work for this week only is due on Thursday. Every other week, it's always due on Sunday at 11:59, but for finals week, it is due on the 15th, which is a Thursday. Because I need to have your grades in by Monday, so I can't be, I wouldn't have time to review your projects if people turn them in at the last moment. So this week only, please remember your work is due on Thursday. Every other week, it is due on Sunday. So you can go through and you could read the attendance policy if you're wondering when you can when's the last date to withdraw, and of course I hope no one does, but if you do want to withdraw from this course, I have the chart here that you can see whether or not you'll get a refund, and that is taken directly from the HACC website. Academic dishonesty, it is what it's as it sounds. Please do not cheat. Please do not copy anyone else's material. Please do not plagiarize. Makeup work. I do not offer makeup work. I leave all of your assignments open at least for a week, often for 10 days or 14 days, and in some cases the entire semester. So I'm hoping that you will work ahead. I do not offer work. If you miss a due date, then you've lost those points. The only exception to that is if, of course, if you're hospitalized or if there's some sort of, the death of an immediate family member. I certainly hope that does not happen during this semester. But if something like that happens, you can contact me. But if you get caught at work, you have to stay late. If your internet goes out, if your computer falls into the bathtub and explodes, all of those are not excuses for an extension or for makeup work. Here I go a little bit more into the chapter quizzes and video lecture quizzes. You can read that in the syllabus. Class participation. This is an online class. We do not meet on campus at any point. Class participation, I do monitor that as far as we work every week, so you would be signing into the course at least once a week to complete the work. And we also have some discussion posts that to get participation for those, you will at least look at, view, and read 10 of your classmates' posts. You will post your statement, and then you'll respond to at least one other statement. So just review that. If you're doing a class discussion, make sure you read at least 10 other posts, find out what your classmates are thinking, post your original idea, statement regarding, about the topic, and then make sure that you post to at least one other person. And that response post should be something meaningful, not just, yeah, I agree, or wow, neat point. So please put some thought into it, and you can add to what they're saying, or you could perhaps argue a different view, or present something else, but I want it to be meaningful. Next thing I have is breakdown for the points. It tells you exactly how many points you can earn, a total of 470 points. And then I let you know how many points you need for each grade. So if you would like an A in this course, which I hope you all are aiming for that, then you need to earn over 423 or more points. And the rest of the syllabus, I talk about if you need any special accommodations, some other policies, so you can feel free to take a look at that. And again, I encourage you to please read through the syllabus. This was just a quick overview. So let's go to our class. I am now signed into our class, and at the navigation bar, you can access different assignments, different things that you'll need to access in our course. First being content, and the content is really the meat and potatoes of the course. So if you click on content, the very first thing you're going to have is the orientation, and you're going to go through and complete all of the different items in the module. And at the end of modules, I have whatever is due. So this first week in the orientation module, we have the graded discussion, and that's the only thing that's due this first week. So going back to content, once you've completed your orientation, you can go on and you can go through Chapter 1, Chapter 2, and so on and so forth through the course following the syllabus. Let's say that you want to write down when all the quizzes are due. Well, one way to do that is if you click on the quiz button, you can see when the quizzes open and when they are due. Now, I'm taping this before the semester starts, so these are all future, but once you guys get started, some of these will be open. The orientation quiz will be open, which is another thing that you can do that first week. That counts as bonus points, so you don't need to do it, but hey, why not get the bonus points? And then it has all of the quizzes and when they are due. Your grades, if you click on your grades, it will have the score, what you earned. So feel free to check that out regularly. Checklists, I make checklists for you for every week. So if you are somebody who likes to double and triple check that you did everything that you need to do, I am the instructor for you because I give you lots of ways to do that. So each week you get a checklist and it tells you things that you need to do. Some of them not worth any points. It's just stuff that you should be doing. I explain what it is. And then I also, anything that's worth points, I also link it. And there is a direct link to that assignment. Now, the one thing I do want to caution you, if you go through and you do the checklist, I do not link all of the items in the content. So this will take you directly to the quiz, but you wouldn't want to take the quiz until you read all of the other items that I have listed in that folder. Your student online resources, this is a free website. You can feel free to use it. You do not need to, but you can check it out. There are some practice quizzes in there. The Dropbox. This is where you will find your projects. We have Research Project 1, 2, and Optional 3. The first one is due on September 25th. You can see it right here. And if you click on here, it will give you directions on what you need to do for that first research assignment. You can go ahead and get started with that right away. Although, I do encourage you to read Chapter 2 because you need to know some of the material in Chapter 2 in order to be able to answer the questions for this first research assignment. So if you look at it today, you're like, oh my goodness, I have no idea what those terms mean. Well, we will go over them in Chapter 2, and then you will have a chance to work on your research assignment. The second one is due October 16th, and then if you want, you can do a third one. And the reason I offer a third is if you did not do well on your first or second, I do offer the opportunity for you to do the third, and then what I do is I just take the highest score for for 2 assignments. So if you do better on the second and the third, I will grade those two. I mean, those 2 will go towards your final grade. If you do better, on the first and second, then that will go to your final grade. Also, we have our social psychology project, and that is due during finals week, although you do not need to wait until finals week to do that. I think you'll enjoy it. Most students do enjoy that project. That is more of a fun project. The research assignments, those are a little bit more work, but an excellent learning opportunity. Let me see what else. The news. I do not have any news posted right now, well, actually we're in my view, so you can see it. So here, when you come in, you will see the video, you will see news, and you can see news. Let me go home. When you click in at home, right here, there's nothing to display right now because, like I said, I'm taping this before the semester starts, but right now, as you were watching this, there will be news and there will be an item posted here. Please check out the news every week. I do post important messages there, things that you will want to be reminded of. Connect Yard. I have a video on how you sign up for Connect Yard. The one thing I do want to ask you, though, is if you want to reach me, please text me or email me or call me. I've often had students use Connect Yard to reach me, and they end up contacting the entire class versus sending a private message. The other thing is the Connect Yard, I have it set up to come to me once a day, so it will be hours before I see your question or statement. But if you text me, obviously I'll get it right away. Now, so you wonder, why in the world do we have Connect Yard if it's not that helpful for getting in contact with your instructor? Well, Connect Yard is a phenomenal way for me to reach you. So I can send out a message, like let's say that it is Sunday and HACC Web has gone down and you guys all have something due at midnight. Well, I will find out, I am sure, because one of you will text me, I will double check, and then I will send out a message through Connect Yard that will go to you directly and let you know, hey, don't worry, the website's down, and of course, in that case, I would give you until the next day to complete it. So please do sign up for Connect Yard. I just ask that we primarily use it for me to contact you. And that is our course in a nutshell. I hope this has helped you feel more comfortable. Feel free to click around. You cannot break anything. And when you're ready, go ahead and get started with the orientation. Let me know if you have any questions. I am very eager and excited to be working with all of you this semester. And hey, let's have a great one.